Ah, yes. Hello there. You have made quite a stir, and given the state of things, that is a singular accomplishment. To what do I owe the honor, Harbinger? Did he now? How magnanimous. But approval is approval, and I will gladly take it. I will spare you much of the technical detail, as I confess that pieces of it I barely understand myself. One cannot help but notice the energy field around the Scaled Citadel. Until we can get through it, we cannot shut down the experiment inside, and it has proved quite impossible to get through. We had the beginnings of a plan to build a makeshift contraption. Every one of the houses needs to contribute, and every one realized they could potentially use it for leverage. What should have been a cooperative effort turned contentious. Easy decisions became negotiations. And so, construction never began. We have sat here, staring at this disaster as supplies pile up for well over a week now. Serpent help us, it is infuriating. I don't disagree, but allow me to impart some advice. Most would consider that disloyal, possibly even heresy. Keep that kind of talk to yourself. I believe I've done enough complaining for now. Time to get to work. If you're here, the Council has likely sent word to the houses that it's time to stop the infighting. I doubt it will be enough. I need to oversee construction here, make sure things are built to specifications. If you could follow up with the houses, that may speed up the process. The first convert in generations. The only one to have heard from the Speaker since the disaster? Oh, I think they will listen. House Fetal owes us access codes for the city power grid. It's the only way to guarantee enough power to activate the device. House Kadik was supposed to provide a young scientist named Sahima to help me. She had at least some experience with the original Citadel experiment. No idea why they refused to send her. And Hasmek, the new elder of House Dulkef, he has been distant, guarded. He claims to have vital information about an important component of the experiment, but has withheld it until now. Help me get what we need, and we will see what we can do for the Speaker, and for House Varun. And I may have something that can help you in whatever trials the Serpent puts before you as we navigate this. We have been nearly overwhelmed with all that has happened over the last few weeks, but I have these phantoms, the vortex. Fascinating subject, really. If only there were some... I know. We have encountered several interesting phenomena. First, while the phantoms shift to a fully human form when killed. Second, we have learned that killing the phantoms sometimes causes an even greater disturbance. Horrors, as they have been colloquially termed, can appear from somewhere. We are unsure of their origin, but it is not within our universe. These horrors and their spawn are infested. We have managed to collect enough to run experiments and have devised a method of combining yourself out in the field. I believe they could have more practical applications. The process is simple and depending on... Just look around. I'm sure you have at least and those left behind. I hoped that eventually we... Yes, depending on how much trouble you're getting into. We have been nearly overwhelmed with all that has happened over the last few weeks, but I have still spent some time doing my own research when I can. These phantoms, the vortex. I know. We have encountered... Second, these horrors, and we have managed to... Well, they have.
Never forget the day of the accident.
You can't resist granting them an audience. This is exactly the impression we don't want to give.
Please, Jamal. Don't you see how all this works in
Good
our
to see
favor?
you.
It's not up for discussion. I won't risk what we've worked so hard to achieve. It's done. So, Ekris has sent our newest harbinger to inquire about Sahima. Don't worry. Jamal's already told me all about you. I'm Razma, Elder of House Kadik and head of the Ministry of Conjunction. Well, it's also an honor to meet one as interesting as yourself. I wouldn't have suspected an outsider to be made promised. But who am I to argue with the Great Serpent's choice? I know the Council is looking to Sahima for answers, but the truth is, she's been taken, along with other members of the House. They're being held hostage by zealots, and now they're demanding negotiations.
Taking hostages and negotiating? Doesn't sound like the zealots we're used to.
The zealots have yet to name specifics. At best, they'll demand an inordinate amount of credits or firearms. Worst case, a seat at the High Council or even the reinstatement of their house. House Malene. They know we can't risk Sahima for Dazra's sake. So, they won't hold back when it comes to demands. Aha. My thoughts exactly. Normally I'd have agents doing everything possible to find them. But we too suffered losses. We need to be here. Present. I couldn't risk more lives. It's the only reason I even agreed to these negotiations. But now that you're... And that's where the issue lies. I don't know where the Zealots are keeping Sahima, but I have a good idea who does. Their name is Merrick. Merrick is a Kadik, and they also work for me as an agent in the Ministry of Conjunction. This is where matters get complicated. Indeed, they are. As I said, Merrick works for me in the Ministry of Conjunction. They've been establishing an inside relationship with the Zealots for some time now. On my orders. Forcing them to get the information any way you see fit. As long as no physical harm comes to them.
I certainly hope it wouldn't come to that.
See that you do. You'll find Merrick ups.
You're no member of House Kadik. What are you doing here? Excuse me? What? And why would someone like me even know that sort of information? So much for confidentiality. I guess this means the High Council is still asking Auntie Razma where Sahima is. And if you're here making demands, she obviously has decided to make use of you rather than undergo sincere negotiations. I see what's going on here. On the contrary, I know how important it is to keep that information confidential. I've worked hard to obtain my position with the Zealots. And like I've told Razma 1,000 times, so as far as I'm concerned, oh, I don't think so. I suppose you have a point. Don't get me wrong. I understand what my choices mean. If anything, they are unpredictable. Point taken. When you put it that way. I think I know what I'm doing. Serpent, save me. Stop. Now leave me alone.
Find anything useful on there?
You must have gotten the location. Ah, yes, the old Varun military outpost. It's a remnant of the Serpent's Crusade. If my intel is correct, you can find Shadow Station Epsilon in the Badlands. The sooner the better.
Don't worry. If anyone can bring those hostages back safely, it's us.
Now that we have a rescue mission underway, I'll speak to Merrick about setting up the current plan is to hold them at one of the Meet us there when Sahima and the others are safe. Good. I'll stall the Zealots as long as I can, which shouldn't be an issue. That being said, Now, Jamal wants an update before you leave.
Harbinger, a word before you go. Yes? Tell me, Harbinger, what do you know about the Zealots? An oversimplified observation, but correct nonetheless. The Zealots are widely frowned upon within our society. They're a remnant of the Serpent's Crusade, days we'd like to forget. Has my dear sister given you any history on our house's relations with the Zealots? I'm surprised she even mentioned that much. Razma would have everyone believe she only wishes to keep an eye on the Zealots, so the Council can make informed decisions. The truth is, she's had this particular group of Zealots under her thumb for quite some time. This is only a problem now because she's lost control. That is the real reason why Razma hasn't informed the High Council, and I'm sworn to silence.
I don't see how anyone could sympathize with such fanatics, let alone work with them.
Exactly. House Khadik already has a reputation for being sympathetic to the Zealots, but the truth is far worse. Razma wants the Zealots to back House Khadik, so the balance of power between the noble houses would shift to us. She's been employing them, paying them in supplies that aid their blind crusade. The Council knows nothing of her work with the Zealots, and I aim to keep it that way. All elders have their own ambitions. I'm certain that's all they see. What none of us expected was the disaster that is the Scaled Citadel. The aftermath is what allowed the Zealots to grab Sahima and the others, flipping the balance of power in their favor. Razma has lost control and is putting House Khadik's reputation and power at risk. And that's what I wish to speak to you about. House Khadik shouldn't be associating with Zealots at all, except on an extermination level. But worse, we absolutely cannot be supplying them with ordnance of any kind. We need to cut ties with the Zealots altogether. How astute. I want you to put an end to any connections between House Khadik and the Zealots. And while my position won't allow me to be blunt, I'll still make it clear. Should the hostages not survive, Razma would blame the Zealots and cut all ties.
And I thought Zealots were bad. Now I'm not sure what disgusts me more.
I'm doing what I must to preserve this house. All you need to get is Sahima's research, which she has with her. Excellent. As you may have guessed, we can't afford any loose ends, and you'll need a cover story for Razma. When you arrived, the Zealots had already killed the hostages, so you exacted revenge in House Kadik's name. See that you do. I look forward to seeing you at the negotiations.
I wonder if there is an element of survivor's guilt to live in such splendor, or if the residents don't care about the optics.
That jump looked painful. Not doing that.
I'm listening. Feel free to drop some stuff into... Maybe another time.
have these jetpacks for a reason, you know. This almost looks like a museum. The sculptures are beautiful in their own way.
Wrong day to piss me off!
Then make it quick.
Who are you? Serpent's Grace, I knew it! I knew she wouldn't just leave us here to rot. It's more than just me. There are others. The Zealots have been using them to force me to continue my research here. They think I have all the answers since the original experiment was a catastrophic failure.
Poor thing. I always associate zealots with direct violence. Oh, these manipulative tactics are new for me.
So my theory is correct. Or I should say, the High Council now believes my theory, the better theory, is correct. I knew it! I told them their algorithms and insufficient testing were only giving the illusion of stability. But no one wants to listen to me. Not the girl who put people twice my age to shame when it came to assessments. Of course, this is what it would take for Razma to send someone after me. Negotiations? Oh, right. I'd almost forgotten. I overheard the Zealots mention negotiating with House Kad. Not only does the High Council deem me important, but Razma needs to remove me from the equation. I get it. But with pleasure, but I won't leave without the others. The Zealots aren't aware of how I've been delving into their systems here. I told them I needed full access if they expect me to replicate the Nazco's experiment, and I didn't even bother with risk assessment. They think I'm applying... Right. Focus. The other hostages are being kept just beyond this room. I can disengage the locks to their cell and grant you access to an elevator in the room beyond that will take them to safety. You just have to clear out that area first, and the Zealots down there are... different. I fear you may have no choice here. Just be careful. Usual tactics are unlikely to work against them. While you get the rescue underway, I'm going to set up certain guarantees here. I'll meet you and the others outside. And a well-thought-out one at that. I just need enough time to set up a remote... Think of it as a fail-safe to... You sure will.
Bring it on!
merciful. Has help finally arrived?
What do you want now? You realize it's been days since we've had any food. But if you're not a zealot, the Great Serpent is merciful. And Sahima? Did you find her yet? I wish it were that easy. The zealots separated us. Our brethren are still out there. Please, I can ready my people here, but you'll have to deal with the zealots. We'll be ready.
Well, I suppose they're not going to need it anymore.
finally arrived.
What do you want now? You realize it's been days since we've had any... But you're... The Great Serpent is... I wish it were the Zealots separated. Please. We'll be ready.
Searching them naked quick.
Let's bring this stuff back to the ship and sort through it later.
Great Serpent. Protect. The Great Serpent has heard me. Thank you.
When you have a moment, I'd like to speak to you.
The Great Serpent was truly watching over us.
We should have a talk. When you have the time, of course.
Yes?
I have something I need to discuss with you. Hey, remember our last conversation? When you told me the artifacts made you feel like you were being pulled across the entire galaxy? Well, it got me thinking.
So I dove into our archives and started looking through Constellation's older journal entries. Just because I wasn't familiar with the experience you described, doesn't mean the same might have been true for my predecessor. Unfortunately, no. Other than you and Barrett, there were no records of direct encounters with the artifacts. I have to admit, though, I did get more than a bit sidetracked. I'm surprised that I haven't. After reading those journals, all of the pleasant memories of my time spent with Aja just started flooding back. There's no reason to be jealous. They were just, I don't know, different times. Aja was the one that taught me the ropes at Constellation and took me under her wing as her protege. Yeah, I thought so too. That's why I adopted her methods. You know, Aja and I logged quite a few interesting discoveries together. But it was the journey itself that I'll never forget. Exactly. For me, it was all about the quieter moments. There was nothing quite like sitting back and watching space bend while listening to Aja spin vivid stories to fill the time. Oh, I find that sort of cozy isolation the best way to really get to know someone. I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. You know, all this talk about Aja reminds me that my time with her was a gift. I respected her, and I considered her a dear friend, but we weren't in love. Had that been true, I would have resigned my post and moved to Parima 2 instead of remaining at Constellation. Come to think of it, if we're ever out that far, perhaps we could pay her a visit, and I could make proper introductions. Well, I don't expect you to be a carbon copy of Aja. Just be yourself. You see, it's clear that we share the same hunger to discover what's out there. And that, well, that's what intrigues me about you. I don't know if I deserve to be that close to anyone right now. If you knew about the things that I've done, the way my life's unfolded, I think your opinion of me might change. Please, give me...
Is this the end? Thank you, Serpent. I thought I was done for.
You did it! It's true what they say. The air really does smell fresher.
Serpent bless you. We owe you our lives. Thank you.
Correction, it's time for you to get back. I'm going to stay back a moment and make sure everyone here is okay to make it back safely. I'll catch up with you shortly. Just let me know where the negotiations are taking place. Don't worry. Razma came through for me. It's only fair I return the favor. I'll be there when it counts.
Good luck. If you need help, you know where we'll be. Geothermal plant. There may be a source of hot water underneath here.
Is your intent to be unreasonable the whole time? I thought this was a negotiation.
We're having a friendly chat, aren't we? It's not my fault you don't find my offers acceptable.
Nah, just the person I wanted to see. Please tell me you bring good news. Exactly what I wanted to hear.
Razma, who is this? You allow any commoner to just waltz in on official business. I'd expect better security from House Kadik.
This is hardly official business.
Yes. And now these so-called negotiations are over.
Over? You'd risk everything after the whispers of a stranger. I demand to know who this is. You think I care about Anasco Varun, son of a traitor? Only a complete fool would expect me to believe this.
It's true, Mihail. And if you don't leave now, peacefully, I'll make sure your ships and Shadow Station Epsilon are made dust.
You... How did you... You're bluffing.
Test me. You think a genius mind like mine wouldn't find a way to hack into every system in your base? This remote device will launch a virus that will detonate systems within Epsilon, and reach your ships as well.
You realize how this may affect future partnerships, Razma. You'd jeopardize our connections.
It jeopardizes nothing. It merely restores the natural order.
The natural order. I could take you all out here and now. You know every one of us is prepared to answer the Serpent's call.
Are you sure?
You launch that virus, and I guarantee blood will spill. What's there to reconsider? No, but it's the death they know is possible. Besides, you think I'd turn my back on the insults thrown here today?
You mean, do we think you'd throw away your life and the lives of everyone at Shadow Station Epsilon over your pride, Mihail? No, I for one don't think you will. And you can't deny our partnerships have been beneficial for us both.
We'll see about that. Yes. Their lives are better spent in active service. Any deaths today would be in sack. You make a fair point. The entire refuge? Perhaps. Perhaps you speak true after all. All right. I won't deny my brethren the death they deserve. But I won't forget this either. Don't think this won't change anything, Razma.
Things have already changed, Mihail. From the moment you kidnapped House members. These negotiations are over. Now leave us.
You have no idea how satisfying that was.
House Kadik is in your debt.
As am I. I owe you my life.
Sahima, you are a part of this house.
I know. I just wanted to say thank you. Personally. And here, it's the research and algorithm the High Council wants. I'm sure they'll appreciate it more coming from you. I'm going back to check on the others, but maybe come find me when you're done. Great. You can find me at the Great House whenever you get the chance.
We'll talk later, Sahima. As I was saying, House Kadik is in your debt. You've helped me maintain a very precarious balance. As for what you've learned here in regards to the Zealots, I'd appreciate it if you kept this a secret. If you're referring to the members of House Kadik, the others involved know better than to speak of this. Jumal's never cared for our view with the Zealots. But this is what makes... I know so. Now, I have much to do, and so do you. Ekris and the High Council will be expecting you.
Captain, where are we headed next?
I have not seen my sister in days.
Sometimes it feels like we're not making it.
If this mourning device is what they say, I worry a second calamity might befall the city.
What you are describing is a dream. Nothing more.
Not a dream. A message from the Great Serpent himself.
With all due respect to your craft, dear sister, now is not the time for incense and ash leaves. Do you not see the depth of the crater before you?
On the
Were you able to find Sahima?
I see it for what it truly is.
Perfect. I have no doubt Sahima's work is the key to stabilizing the mourning device. If only the others had listened to her, we may not have lost so much of our great city. This leaves houses Dul Kef and Vethu.
Politics can wait. Every moment we delay, Anasco descends further into the void.
For the last time, Faye...
It is the hubris of science that failed you in this...
You claim he has forsaken us?
I do no such thing. The Great Serpent's reply is not an answer, but a question. Are we worthy of his grace? Until that is proven, your works will not succeed. I will forgive you for not knowing our customs, but I will not tolerate such blasphemy. But the proof is not in our words. It is in the vision. Anasco's presence still persists in this world, and he seeks our aid.
Fine. I feel like I've lived this argument 1,000 times, and the only way to move past it is to concede to its nonsense. Harbinger, speak to my sister. Agree to her fool's errand so that we may continue the work of saving this city.
The Great Serpent sends you to me once again. Time is short, Harbinger. I have seen visions of Anasco, searching for one bold enough to enter the heart of the vortex. And now that you are here, I know your arrival was no accident, but rather providence. And yet, you crossed paths with the Oracle and found our city hidden among the stars. The Great Serpent drew a path for you, trickles of the greater plan drawing you here. But rest assured, all will be revealed when you journey north. At the edge of the crater, you will find a cave carved by the anomaly. There, you will make contact with a Nazco Varun.
I'm not quite sure this is where we should be focusing our energy, given everything else that's going on. But I'm hardly the expert.
The Great Serpent has blessed me with the sight, and I have seen events there that are only now beginning to take shape. It is as the Great Serpent foretold. In my visions, I witnessed two futures. In the first, you breached the scaled citadel, but found Anasco had sunk too far into the void. And in time, all of Dazra was consumed along with him. Indeed, but there is another path. In the second future, I saw you make contact with Anasco, entering a cave through a formless wall. At its terminus was a gate, a path into the realm where our speaker resides. You stepped into this void, and in that moment, something changed. The false future, rewritten.
Roughly speaking, it could be that entering the vortex directly would allow you to speak with him. And while my readings do not show any anomalous activity, I admit there's a lot of interference. Still, that only emphasizes the potential danger involved here. I cannot approve of such an excursion on the minute chance Anasco is present. I am no heretic, but to risk so much on a vision, it is a leap of faith I cannot condone. I will not stand in your way, however, as Inaza has stood in ours.
You may not realize it now, dear brother, but our goals are one and the same. Then you must embark to the step through it.